Hi everyone and welcome to Book Boop. My name is Rachel and today I'm going to talk about all the books I'm hoping to read in October. I had a little bit of a hard time coming up with all the books I wanted to read because I have so many spooky books that I want to get to and I wanted to cram them all into October, which can't happen. So I had to somehow pick and choose when I'm reading. So I'm really excited about this group of books, but there's so many other spooky books I'm hoping to get to this season. So we'll see what happens and what I'm able to get to, but let's go ahead and jump in. The first one I'm really hoping to get to is Horseman by Christina Henry. This is a book that actually comes out on September the 28th, so very, very soon. And the only thing I really know about this is that it's a Headless Horseman, either retelling or continuation, but it's about the Headless Horseman. And Christina Henry is really great at taking kind of classic tales and putting a dark spin on them, which the Headless Horseman already has a dark spin because it's the Headless Horseman, but she's written some retellings of Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan and just all these sort of things, and she's really good at just making these dark twists with them. So I'm really excited to read this one because I love the Headless Horseman. I love the whole idea of it and the story and the dark tale. I love it. So I'm really excited to read this, and I think it's going to be absolutely perfect for October. It sounds perfect for Halloween and all the spooky vibes. So I'm really, really excited about that one. I'm going to actually try out some Bradbury. So I've got two Ray Bradburys on here, which these are much older books, but I've never actually gotten to, and they're absolutely perfect for Halloween and the fall. And that is The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. The only thing I really know about this one, I think it's a middle grade, more or less, and it's about these kids that are going to get together on Halloween night at this haunted house, and on the way there, they end up meeting this mysterious stranger who takes them on a journey through Halloween and the meaning of Halloween. I don't know. It sounds like it's a perfect book for October, and I feel like there's no other better time to read it than spooky season. So I'm going to give it a try. I'm really excited to read it. I think it was written in the 70s, so it's a decently older book, and I'm excited to try it out. The other one I'm hoping to read by Ray Bradbury is, which I love the cover of this particular one, Something Wicked This Way Comes. I don't know a lot about this one other than the fact it's supposed to be like a dark, disturbing carnival that comes into town around Halloween. And that's all I need to know. That is all I need to know about it. It kind of gives me the vibes of like Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark? Because they recently made like an Are You Afraid of the Dark special that was centered around a dark carnival, and so that's what it makes me think of. This one was written in the 60s, so this is again another older book, and I'm really looking forward to trying it out. I know this is kind of I think like a horror classic or just sort of like a spooky classic, so I'm really excited to try it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited to getting into some more like kind of spooky classics for Halloween. I think it's really going to get me in that Halloween vibe. All right, let's see. I'm looking at all the other books that I have here to talk about. All right, this one is one that is not only sounds really fun, but also is just looks so beautiful. And that is Constable and Tube by Gareth P. Jones. I love the cover. I love all the gilding, the shiny gold. I love the fact that this book doesn't have like a paper sleeve on it. It's just like the book itself is like this, and it's just so pretty, and I love it so much, and I'm really excited to read it. So this is a middle grade, and it takes place in London, I believe, and it's about this society that helps keep track of ghosts within London, and then something ends up happening where the ghosts start to disappear, and they're getting trapped inside a house that becomes kind of overly haunted. All these ghosts get trapped there and can't seem to escape, and I think the whole story is us trying to like figure out how to get these ghosts out and free them. It just sounds really fun. It sounds like a spooky good time, and I'm excited to finally get to this one because I've had this one on my shelf for a long time, and I'm looking forward to finally reading it. I think it looks absolutely adorable, and it's gonna be a great time. All right, the next one is one that I'm hoping is as spooky as it sounds, because a lot of people have said it is actually scary, and I'm hoping it is, and that is Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. This is a young adult horror, I believe. And this, all I know about it is that there is this path in the woods that appears once a year. And if you go on the path, I think you're kind of stuck on the path until you reach its end. And at the end, you meet the specific ghost or spirit or specter. And there's certain rules you have to follow on this path. And if you don't follow the rules, then you'll disappear forever. Not really sure why you would choose to go on this path. I don't know. But in this story, our protagonist, her sister, went on this path, I think, a year ago. And so her sister disappeared, and she's wanting to go on the path to see if she can find her sister. So I've heard it's supposed to be really scary. I'm hoping it is, because it sounds like it has some good potential. I think it's going to be nice and scary, and I'm really excited about it. Also, the cover is really cool, and that like spirit makes me think of the movie The Ring, and the girl in the ring really freaks me out. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I've got a few more here that I'm very pumped about. Yes, this one sounds really fun for October because it has a witchy vibe, and I really want to read a book that has a nice witchy vibe to it. This is A Wicked Magic by Sasha Lawrence. First of all, again, this cover, I am living for these covers, you guys. They just have like this great spooky atmosphere. This is about two best friends who are starting to dabble in witchcraft, and then one of their spells goes wrong, and one of the girl's boyfriends ends up getting killed. And so they decide they're going to abandon witchcraft. They've kind of messed up, and they just want to abandon it. And then they find out that her boyfriend is not actually dead, that he's trapped somewhere. And so they come back together to see if they can use spells again to try to save him. I think that's kind of the general idea. It sounds like a lot of fun. It might have some like Sabrina vibes. I don't know. I'm really excited about it because I'm excited to read something that's witchy and kind of has like a nice like Sabrina hocus pocusy feel. I don't know. I think it'll be fun and a great way to jump into the Halloween spirit. And that cover just screams Halloween to me. It's got like that black cat on the front and everything. Okay, this next one, I feel goofy for saying that I want to read it because it sounds goofy. It sounds like a really cheap slasher movie, but I've heard it's actually good and it intrigues me. Like, it sounds like fun, and it's Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesare. I'm not sure how to pronounce that last name. I'm so sorry. First of all, the cover looks really kind of cheesy, but because it's a clown, it's about a killer clown. So it has It vibes, like It by Stephen King vibes to me, just because of that. All I know is it's about this small town where the main factory that holds this town together, that all the adults seem to have jobs at, shuts down, and the town is starting to fall apart. The adults really want to try to see if they can bring the former glory back to this town, but the kids in the town, they just want out. They don't want to be living here anymore, and so they start playing a bunch of pranks, and they just aren't being very helpful. They're not helping the town climb back up. They're kind of just kicking the town while it's down. And apparently the town's mascot, which is some kind of clown, decides to go on a rampage killing the kids in the town because he thinks they're bad and they need to be punished. It's, it's dark, I know it's dark, but it sounds like fun. In a terrible way, but it sounds like fun. So I kind of want to try it, and I've heard it's actually good. It's a relatively recent release, and anybody that I've heard of that's read it said they actually liked it and thought it was well written. It was really fun and spooky and a good time. So I think it's going to be fun to read. I think it's going to have like classic slasher movie vibes. Can't go wrong with that, right? All right, I've got one more here that I want to get to, and I've wanted to get to this book for so long, and I think October will be a good time for it, and that is Horrid by Katrina Leno. I am obsessed with this cover. Any kind of cover that has a person's face and like it's creepy yet it has beautiful like flowers, like Wilder Girls or House of Hollow, those covers, I'm obsessed with those covers. They reel me in. I can't help it. And this is another one. This is about a girl and her mom, and her father has recently passed away, and they decide to move back to her mother's childhood home, which is kind of like this big old house at this small town. And when they go back there, some creepy things start happening at the house, and the girl actually ends up finding sort of a closed, boarded up bedroom in the house that's like a baby room, I think. And just some creepy stuff starts happening in the house, and I think it sounds like a good time. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be kind of like a psychological horror / thriller. It's a YA book, and I think it's going to be great. I think I've heard good things about this. I feel like this is one I kept seeing on people's to be reads, but I didn't end up seeing very many kind of like reviews about it, I feel like. But I've really been wanting to get to this for so long, and I just got to make myself do it. So I'm excited to finally get to it. I hope it's as fantastic as the cover looks, because the cover is just vibes, the vibes. Okay, those are all the books that I'm hoping to read in October. I would love to read more than that. Like I said, I have so many books that I want to read. If you happen to see a video that I made a few times back that was just called Spooky Books for Fall, those are all the books that I'm really hoping to get to this season. So if you want to see that video, I will link that video down below. That's kind of like the bulk of the books. I had to try to pick and choose from that list on what I wanted to read in October, which is hard to pick because October is the ultimate spooky month. It's Halloween month. You got to get to all the spooky books. So it was hard to decide. Let me know down below what you are planning to read in October. Are you going to try to read spooky books too? If so, what are you planning on reading? Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned today, especially like the Ray Bradbury books. I'm a little bit nervous about it because I don't tend to read books that are written several years ago. I tend to read really current reads, and I'm a little bit nervous about it. I don't know, not being able to get into it, but I'm excited to try it. So I hope you enjoyed my spooky fall Halloween vibe bookshelf thing. I hope the lighting wasn't too bad. I had to switch to just one light instead of two for this. So hopefully the lighting's not too terrible, but if it's shadowy, it fits with the vibe, right? All right, I'm going to stop talking. On this side of the video over here is my logo. So click on that. You can subscribe to my channel. Follow me on my book journey. I'd love to have you along for the ride. On this side of the video over here is a suggestion for another video if you want to watch another one right now. But thank you so much for watching. You rock. Don't forget to keep reading, and happy Halloween. Bye.